Thank you, Ms. Pedro. Your motion for citizenship on behalf of the new citizens is hereby granted. And declare today that I am a citizen of the United States of America. So help me God. Congratulations.
Citizenship to be a commitment you've made to improve your country, your community, your schools. Take pride in being a U.S. citizen. Realize you have responsibilities along with your rights and privileges here. Speak up about your views. Contribute time and energy in making your communities and schools the best they can be.
Every once in a while I get lucky.
Yeah.
Name and address for the record.
That's what a judge does. Yeah. Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Paul Cetriano, and I am Vice Chair of Minnesota ACORN. And I'm not going to give you any facts about predatory lending. All I'm going to do is talk to you about the people that are here. I want to talk to you about these people that came here to seek the justice from these crooks. And yes, they're crooks. No two ways about it. If they went into their homes and robbed them while they were sleeping, it would be the same thing. Except there is a difference, and the difference is they do it right out in the open. And they know they can get away with it because there's no laws to protect them. And big enough, and the reason they get away with it is because they think this is not big enough for people to even consider. Well, I want to tell you, predatory lending is big. And how big is it? It's big enough for people to lose their homes, big enough for people to file bankruptcy. I'm one of them. And it's big enough for people to get sick from stress, and those are big. And we're going to be in everybody's face until we get something done. And that's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And what do you do about these people? What can you do about that? Okay, we heard the city attorney say, let's get some education. Education is fine. I like education. We've been doing it for 4 years, but it doesn't solve the problem. The problem is we need high-cost loans made according to borrowers' ability to pay. We need requiring high-cost loans provide a net benefit for the borrower. And the best education requiring that individuals see a loan counselor before they get the loan. And if they get the loan, then at least they can't come back and say, well, you screwed me, because at least they had the counseling. People are going to argue we have to do is educate people and things will be better. I say to these people, wake up and smell the predatory loans around here because they're all over. You hear from the bankers here that they are not part of the problem and they don't have these predatory loans, terms in their loans. And some of them are right. And it's true. We have many cases where the bankers have real good loans. And Wells Fargo is one of them. But on the other side, they have companies that have these high fees, high interest rate loans. So that's what we're trying to stop. And I'd just like to finish with a quick story. I once met a man when I was 3 years ago. I met a man and I sat down with him and I explained to him if he had some time to talk to me about predatory lending. He said, sure. And I started to talk to him. 5 minutes into my spiel, he said, whoa, stop. And I thought I was done. And he said, I want you to gather all the information you can get, and I want you to send it to me, because I think we're going to fight this. And I said, how could you, in 5 minutes, know that you want to fight this? And he said, very simple. He said, because we're doing something that is especially bad to the low-income families, the seniors, the minorities, and the handicapped. And this is an injustice. The man could see that after 5 minutes, but yet we have to come to meetings over and over and over again just to get something done. Well, this man tried to help. He co-sponsored a national bill similar to this one. If he can do this in Washington, you can do it here. He knew the problem. And I know if he was still with us, Paul Wellstone would be sitting here right now and he'd be saying to you, no matter what the cost, you have to help the low income, the handicapped, the seniors. Who are we? What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. Thank you.
I mispronounced your name.
Okay. My name is Lynn Morneau, and I live at 4108 21st Avenue South in Minneapolis. I've worked as a senior accounting specialist at Piper Jaffray for 6 years, and my husband Rick worked at Thermo King for 31 years. We bought our house in 1984. In 1995, we refinanced with TCF. We had a 7.8 interest rate, and our payment was $784 a month, including taxes and insurance. In September 2001, we got a second mortgage from Wells Fargo Financial to pay off some credit cards. And later on, when a 1988 car was kind of falling apart, we found a 1992 Chevy Blazer that had about 75,000 miles on it that we wanted to buy from a private party for $3,000. We asked Wells Fargo for a loan to buy this car, but they said that they wouldn't give us the money for it because it had too many miles. Then, however, they said they knew of a 1998 Chevy Blazer that we could buy for $16,000, and it had 62,000 miles on it. Well, we didn't qualify for a $3,000 loan, but we qualified for a $16,000 loan. So in April 2002, they added the $16,000 for the car onto the second mortgage that we already had with them. The payment to Wells Fargo was now $745 on top of the $784 that we were paying to TCF. We also had to pay $700 a month for my new hearing aids, which I had recently gotten. Wells Fargo kept calling us and leaving messages if Rick was interested in a newer vehicle. This went on for some time, and we just kept ignoring them until we were having problems making the two payments. Wells Fargo called us into their office. When we got there, they said that they had a 2000 Chevy Silverado pickup that they had repossessed out on the parking lot, and asked Rick if he wanted to look at it. They said they had to sell it because they already had it on the lot for 90 days, and they said they would give us a good price on it. We went back to sign the papers for the truck, thinking that they would just add it onto the second mortgage like they did before. When we got there, they said in order to make it easy payment-wise, they said they had paid off TCF mortgage. My heart just went through the floor when I heard this, because we told them previously that we did not want them to pay off TCF because we had a good interest rate with them. The monthly payment jumped to $1,950. They did not tell us that this did not include taxes and insurance. And in May, we had to come up with $1,800 for the taxes and insurance on top of our house payment. I feel like a fool for this happening to me. I got a brochure from ACORN in the mail and came in to meet with them. We found out that we had a 12.9% interest rate with Wells Fargo, and they had charged us $8,500 in closing costs. Last month, ACORN has helped us refinance with another loan company, saving us over $600 a month. And our new payment is now $1,328. That includes taxes and insurance. We have been customers of Wells Fargo since the 1980s, and this is what we get for giving them our trust and business. I'm hoping that my being here will help, and sharing my experience with you will help you change the laws and prevent other people from being tricked by them.
Great. Thank you for coming.
What are we doing today?
We are doing an action against Wells Fargo in Roseville. And basically what we want to do is we want to go to Wells Fargo and we want to tell them that we have a letter. In fact, I'll show you the letter. This is the letter. We want them to fax a letter to their corporate headquarters because ACORN nationally wants to meet with their CEO and go over their predatory lending. Now we all know why we go inside. We go inside because we want them to do something, and the reason we go inside is so they see that this is, you know, what we want, and when they do it, then we'll leave.
Ho ho! High cost loans have got to go! Hey hey! Ho ho! High cost loans have got to go! Hey hey! Ho ho! High cost loans have got to go! Hey hey! Ho ho! High cost loans have got to go! Hey hey! Ho ho! High cost loans have got to go! Hey hey! Ho ho!
Okay, what are our demands? Our demands are we want them to fax this letter to their corporate office.
So there's a letter in here.
There's a letter in here that says ACORN wants to meet with their, ACORN National wants to meet with their president. And so it's signed by Maud Hurd, national president, and Shada, who is our president. And that's why we're there, and that's why we won't leave until they fax the letter. And it says, what do we do if we get locked out of the building? Well, we'll just chant in front of the building. We'll just, and you walk. When you walk, you have to walk in a circle. Don't block. You can't just stand still because they can get you for that. But if you walk in a circle, it's better. What if we get in and they try to tell us we have to leave? Well, we will leave if they fax the letter. But until they fax the letter, we don't leave. What if they tell us to be quiet or calm down? Well, fax the letter and we'll be quiet and we'll calm down and we'll be out of here. So just fax the letter. Everything is fax the letter. That's all you have to do, dummy. Just fax the letter. What if they say they can't fax the letter? You know, then we really call them a dummy. Do you want us to show you how to use the fax machine? We'll use it for you. We'll fax it for you. You know, just give us the number. We'll show you. What if they say they'll only talk to one of us? Well, that's not it. Fax the letter. We're all gone. You don't have to worry about talking to anybody. And just fax. But the whole thing is fax letter. What if they say they're going to call the police? Fine, call the police, because then we'll tell the police exactly what kind of people you guys are. And what if the police come? If the police come and they talk to us and they ask us to leave, then we have to leave.
Predatory lender, criminal offender, predatory lender, criminal offender.
We just want them to fax this letter to their CEO, and that's, you know, what we'll be right on.